¿Cómo estamos? ¿Todo
bien?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right. Go ahead with questions for Luis.
You scored 6 goals, I think it was, this preseason. Is that just a comfort within the tactics, fitness? How do you explain it?
Has marcado 6 goles en la pretemporada. ¿A qué se debe? Si es que te sientes cómodo, de la parte táctica, ¿cómo lo explicas?
Sim, estou muito contente de ter marcado 6 goles, pero creio que me deve de mi trabalho, claro, da confiança também que tenho, da confiança do grupo, de Gonzalo. Pero lo mais importante vai começar sábado. Eu espero fazer grande partido e que somamos os primeiros 3 pontos.
I'm very happy to have scored 6 goals in the preseason, but I think it's due to the work that I've been putting in, also to the confidence that I have in myself and the confidence that Gonzalo and the staff have in me. But right now the important thing is this first game, and we want to get 3 points.
How would you say you feel at this point going into the first game versus kind of, where you were last year?
¿Y cómo te sientes entrando al primer partido comparado con el año pasado?
Me sinto bem, muito bem. Muito motivado. Muito bom começar a temporada fazendo gol na pré-época. Isso dá pouco mais de confiança. Eu me sinto muito bem. Espero que sábado seja grande partido, não só para mim, mas para todos meus companheiros.
I feel really good. I'm very motivated. Ready to start the season. Hopefully, continue scoring goals and have a good season along with my teammates.
Gonzalo mentioned that you've shown a very positive attitude during this preseason, and you mentioned that you feel very motivated. Why do you feel more motivated this preseason than maybe last year?
Gonzalo dijo también que estás y eres muy motivado este año. ¿Por qué es que este año te sientes así?
Eu estou motivado todos os anos de minha carreira e desde quando comecei a jogar futebol, pero sempre estou motivado, pero creio que vai ser grande ano. Estou preparado, estou trabalhando duro. Creio que na pré-temporada trabalhei muito duro e então venho 100% preparado para este partido e eu espero que seja grande ano não só para Luiz Araújo, mas para Atlanta também.
I am very motivated, but I'm always like that at the start of every year, so I've been like that my whole career. But I'm feeling really good. I think it's going to be a good year for us, for myself, the club, and we hope it will be.
Luis, one of the things that's always stood out to me is your effort, your willingness to defend. Could you talk a little bit about your mentality defensively when you don't have the ball?
Dice que tienes que pones mucho esfuerzo en la parte defensiva también. Si puedes hablar un poco de eso y tu actitud.
Creio que é uma das minhas qualidades. Sou jogador muito rápido. Não procuro atacar sempre, claro, pero sempre que posso procuro defender também, ajudar o tático da equipe. Creio que é uma qualidade minha. Claro que tenho que evoluir um pouco ainda, não só atacando, pero defendendo também, pero estou muito contente fazendo meu trabalho e sempre que posso eu quero ajudar a equipe.
I think that's one of my qualities. I'm a very fast player, and I know that it's not always all about attacking. We all have to help out defensively as well. So I try to do that, and yeah, but it's not about me. It's about what's best for the team. So I'm always gonna do whatever I can to help us.
Garth mentioned the other day, Garth Lagerwey mentioned the other day, the team has put a lot of resources into you and Almada, getting y'all to this club and kind of building a roster to bring out the best in y'all. So do you like the complementary skills of your teammates? How are y'all working together, do you think?
Garth, el presidente, dijo el otro día que el equipo ha puesto muchos recursos en ti y en Thiago, y que los otros jugadores que han venido, como Yorgos, por ejemplo, complementan bien a tu juego, si te gusta eso.
Sim, claro. Para nós jogadores é sempre bom estar jogando com bueníssimos jogadores como o Thiago, como o Didi também que chegou agora. Eu espero que nos entendemos muito bem. Ainda não começamos a trabalhar juntos, mas estou ansioso para isso. Com o Thiago já estou me dando melhor, já estamos jogando juntos há um ano. Então espero que esta temporada vai ser boa e muito contente de saber que o presidente também deposita a confiança em mim, Thiago, Então, vou procurar trabalhar ainda mais para que seja um grande ano e que eu possa fazer um grande ano com o Atlanta e alcançar nossos objetivos.
Of course, it's always great to play with other great players around you. So guys who have a lot of talent like Thiago, Yorgos is here now, and I'm excited to get to play with him. And it's also nice to know that the president said that and has confidence in me as well. But as I said, I'm continuing to work really hard to have a good year for everyone.
Luis, from a player's perspective, is there something different about the first game of the season just because of the way that it can kind of set the tone for the form in the early parts of the year?
Si crees que el primer partido tiene más importancia de que es el primero y que puede, bueno, para empezar de pie derecho, ¿no?
Sí, creo que o primeiro partido é muito importante. Empezar bem a temporada é muito bueno. Então, por isso que estamos muito bem preparados, trabalhamos muito duro. Esperamos que seja um grande partido e que empecemos bem, ganhando 3 pontos. Pero para mim o que mais importa também é o final, que é se vamos ganhar o título ou não, pero empezar bem é muito importante.
Yeah, I think the first game is important. That's why we're all really motivated. We've been working hard, and we want to start with winning 3 points in this game. So it is important, but also it's important at the end of the season, and we want to be playing at the end.
Why did you change your number to 10? And do you have any opinion on the new playoff format that MLS announced Tuesday?
Bueno, 2 preguntas. ¿Por qué cambiaste el número?
Porque é um número que me gusta. Quando eu comecei a jogar em Brasília, comecei jogando com o número 10. Eu não me gostava de 19, quando eu cheguei acá não tinha outro número. Então o Marcelino se foi, se quedou o 10 livre. E então eu estou jogando com a 10.
Because I like the number. When I started my career in Brazil, I had number 10. And when I got here, I was given 19, but it was because Marcelino had the 10, but he's not here now, so I like the number.
And the playoff format?
Y esta semana han anunciado el nuevo formato de los playoffs de la MLS. Si tienes una opinión de eso.
Creo que me gusta, creo que es bueno tener un partido afuera, un partido en casa. Creo que es bueno para los torneos. Antigamente no me gustaba mucho porque tenía como 30 partidos en un año y un partido solo definía los campeones o no, si estábamos dentro o fuera. Pero este partido tenemos 2 partidos o até 3. Pero me gustó el formato, creo que va a ser bueno.
I like it. I think it's going to be good. It also gives each team a home game, which are important. And I like that. In the first round it's 3, because in the previous seasons you play a full season of 30-something games, and then your season's all depending on one game. So I like it.
Have you enjoyed your time in Atlanta?
Si estás disfrutando tu tiempo en Atlanta.
Sim, desfruto. Tenho minha hija acá, tenho minha mulher. Então desfruto sempre com ele, meu tempo. Procuro sempre estar. Sou uma pessoa que me gusta muito em minha casa, com minha família. Então, quando eu posso, eu saio para comer algo ou para passear com minha niña, pero estou desfrutando muito bem.
Yes, I'm enjoying my time here. My wife and my daughter are here, so I'm someone who likes to stay at home most of the time, but sometimes we'll go out to eat or do things together.
Luis, ¿cómo va? ¿Todo bien?
Bien.
¿Cambió tu rol en el equipo? ¿Sentís que tenés otro protagonismo ahora?
Tú
¿Quieres-
sigue, está bien.
¿Quieres en inglés?
No, en
pregunta.
español está
Dale.
bien.
Creo que estou muito contente com o trabalho que venho fazendo acá. Creio que agora estou um pouco mais adaptado também. Há 1 ano e meio, há 2 anos que estou acá. Tenho mais confiança, conheço mais meus companheiros também, consigo estar mais entrosado com o Thiago, com os outros jogadores. Creio que este ano vai ser um grande ano e estou muito contente. Estou acá para fazer gols, estou acá para ajudar a Atlanta, então claro que tenho que assumir o protagonismo junto com os outros jogadores, mas estou muito contente esse ano e creio que vai ser um grande ano.
La ausencia de Joseph, ¿te pone a vos y a Thiago como los líderes ofensivos?
Creio que sim, somos eu, Thiago, chegou um jogador muito bueno, novo, então espero que venha para ajudar nós outros, para fazer gol. Pero claro, temos que assumir, se estamos num grande equipo como Atlanta e somos buenos jogadores, temos que assumir o protagonismo para que primeiramente, claro, o coletivo, pero individual temos que fazer algo diferente.
Vos sabés que en Sudamérica la 10 la llevan los cracks. Pelé, Maradona,
Sí.
Messi. ¿La pediste por eso?
Sim, claro, por que não? Eu desde sempre estar com os craques. Me gostava muito Ronaldinho, Pelé, Maradona também, Messi. Então creio que é um bom número. Espero jogar muito bem com esse número, fazer muitos goles e quem sabe sair campeão com esse número.
¿Fue fácil pedirla o tuviste que luchar con alguno más?
Não, eu pedi, claro que estou aqui um pouco mais tempo. Isso facilita um pouco. Eu também sou um bom jogador e creio que mereço jogar lá 10. Espero mostrar dentro da cancha. Venho mostrando isso lá para a época e vai começar a nova temporada e eu creio que vai ser um grande.
Te hago la última. ¿Sabés del interés de Palmeiras para contratarte?
Não sei. Creio que há
¿Te
muitas...
quedás? ¿Seguís negociando? ¿Te quedás? ¿En qué estás?
Não, eu sou de Atlanta. Já tenho um contrato com Atlanta. Não tenho nada com Palmeiras. Palmeiras é um grande clube do Brasil, pela em Brasília. Eu sou em Atlanta. Estou fazendo a temporada cá, muito concentrado, fazendo goles. E vai começar a temporada e eu sei 100% de Atlanta.
La última. ¿Cómo es el griego futbolísticamente?
Como que?
El griego, el delantero nuevo que vino de Grecia.
Eu não sei ainda porque não começou a treinar com nós outros, pero eu estou muito motivado, espero que empiece logo. Eu sei que é um jogador muito forte, que faz goles, isso que estamos precisando, de pessoas que fazem goles, vai ajudar muito nós outros.
Luis, just hearing that, just one question. When you grew up in Brazil, like, was there one player that you really idolized growing up, or who was kind of your favorite player to watch?
De niño, cuando eras en Brasil, ¿quién fue tu jugador favorito?
Ronaldinho Gaúcho.
Nice guy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luis. Go ahead.
Morning. The game notes, there were some players not listed on the injury report that we haven't seen this week. Machop Chol,
Like whom? Oh, yeah.
Tyler Wolf.
Yeah, I can give you an update on
Okay.
that. Chol is dealing with a minor hamstring injury and he's out. Tyler Wolf is continuing dealing with his shoulder. Who else? Update.
Eric Lopez.
Eric Lopez training with the second team, available.
He's available for the first team?
Yeah, he's
And
available for first team.
Has Caleb cleared concussion protocols?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, he's
So
good to
he's
go.
available?
He's available, and yeah, he's been training the last 2-3 days. Yeah.
All right.
Still,
Thank you.
still no word on
Yes.
Yorgos.
On
On Yorgos.
not yet.
Will
Not
he
yet.
not be available at this point, or is there still a possibility?
We are trying as hard as possible in certain things, but yeah, while still working, it's a slim possibility he could be available, but it looks very difficult with the short amount of days that we have between now and the game.
After watching the team in the preseason, how excited are you to get this first game going? They scored a lot of goals, fluid movements, looked good on offense. Still some mental issues, I guess, on defense with switching offense and all this.
Yeah, very excited, to be honest. Very excited. I lose track that you couldn't watch as well San Luis game, and every time we played a game in preseason you couldn't watch, so I'm sorry for that. We'll try to do better in the future because I think it's important you see the evolution of the team as we progress in the preseason. Last game was very good. I mean, obviously the result was 2-1. At times the results in preseason are false because you play your first group in one part of the game, and in that one you win, but then you lose with the second group, and it's false the final result. We're focused on the performance in that moment, but last game it was important for us to win, just to gain some confidence in the process, and we did. We played very well in certain moments. Most part of the game we were dominating in possession and creating some chances. Some things to correct for sure, but I'm very happy with the momentum that Luis has, that Thiago has in terms of impacting in the final third. Our build-up is getting better and better, and we still don't have, the full integration of Yakumakis and Abram, and Derek has been training only for a week and a half, so excited about that because we can still be much better.
What does 6 goals scored in the preseason say about Luis and just his evolution as a player within your system?
Very good. He's good to go. He's very focused. You can see in every training session. I love to watch in the little details in the warm-up, the approach to every little detail in the training session, and he looks very good. He looks focused. He looks into every training session, does everything at max speed, at max intensity. He's sharp. He's scoring a lot of goals, and also in the training session is the same. So I feel that he's in a good shape to start the season.
With no Chol, theoretically no Yorgos, and Barry just now getting here. Who's going to start at striker?
Well, you will see on Saturday. You will see, but I have options. I have obviously Miguel. I have Jackson, and we will see what happens with Georgios. We will see, but yeah.
Brad will be captain on Saturday.
If he plays, yes, he will be. You want to get every little detail on my lineup, and I don't want to give you a piece, but if he plays, he will be the captain. He's the captain of the team. Yeah. Yeah.
What can you tell us about Miguel, and why did he make sense for the team?
Well, I think it makes sense because he's a forward in a very good age. I think what he did, especially in 2021, I think in Columbus, is very encouraging. That he's a player that can impact in real games in MLS. And then I felt that last year, with DC was difficult. The whole team is unfair to judge a player when you go into a system where everyone is kind of not at the best and all that, and they were struggling with many things. So, but what we saw from him in Columbus is good enough to play the role that we want from him in this club. He's in a very good age that you never know at that age is where at times they start to put all the pieces together, and as a forward, he has the ability to press at high intensity, to make runs in behind. He has a very good size to make impact in aerial duels. So yeah, in some ways he's a similar profile to Giacomakis in some ways, and yeah, we are excited about that signing.
Was that on purpose, finding players of that similar profile, Giacomakis and Barry, to fit the system?
Well, you are looking at all the possibilities, right? At times when you look at the market and you look at all the possibilities, we had different profiles that can fit into the team. There are certain things that had to be there, but there are some others that you can move away. Depends of the probabilities on getting signings. Yeah, I feel like I have also other options to play as a striker if I need to. Like I told you about Matthew Chol, I told you about Tyler Wolf. So we'll see. I feel like the signings has been very good, and we're happy with what we have.
Roster compliance is tomorrow, I think. I can't remember what time. Have y'all decided if there's going to be players going on seasonal loans to the twos?
I think that's more of a Carlos question, like or Garth. Like you could ask Garth on those things. I think what you're gonna get an update on that on the roster, and you will see. But I think we know what we have.
I think every year you've been in MLS as a player, assistant, or a coach, they've changed the playoff format. What do you think about this new format?
Well, it's new. As any new format, you have to try it before you talk. We will see. It's interesting, right? And we will see. Personally, I used to love the home and away because that's what I use in Mexico. That's what is in Champions League. That's what happens in many tournaments. But once we try the one game playoff, it's nice. It's nice. It's exciting. I think we will have a little bit of that at the end. That's what I understood. So we will see. We have to try it. We have to see what this series of 3 games. How's that format? How we can take advantage of that format? How we can utilize that format to get where we want to get in terms of winning trophies this year, and we will see.
Gonzalo, what are your thoughts on San Jose and the threat that they bring?
It's a very good team. It's a cliche. We always say that. Sorry, but it is. It is. At times, people underestimate those type of teams that maybe they don't have a super flashy DP that is, a guy coming from Europe or something like that. But they're a very good squad. Like overall, you look at every piece. The goalkeeper, new goalkeeper from Brazil, that is very good in the build-up. They signed Mensah, which is a question mark if he's going to start. The fullbacks, Paul Marie is very physical. The Peruvian kid, Truco, is also very good, experience. The midfield is very good. Grueso, Yuel, Monteiro, and then obviously they have pace up front. Cowell, Evo Vice, Espinosa. They're a good team overall. So Lucci, I know, is a very good coach. Likes to play out from the back. Likes to be positional in the build-up, and so it's going to be challenging. It's going to be a good squad. It's going to be a good test for us, and we're up for the task.
from a coach's perspective, what's it like going into the first game of the season? I have to imagine there's a little bit of kind of uncertainty just because it's your first time, your team's being tested in a competitive match. Just kind of, and is there more kind of stakes on it because it kind of can set the tone for the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I think it's more the excitement. I think from my side, I'm excited about the beginning of the season. I think we have had very good competitive matches in preseason, like are as good or as challenging as an MLS game, like facing Atlante down there with probably 20,000 fans in that stadium. It was really cool. A team that was very intense. They play up to the very good standard. Then Cruz Azul at the Estadio Azteca. Then we faced Toluca here in that cup, and then we went to San Luis away. The new squad, so it's been a good preseason in terms of testing us, and we were right there with every team. So for me, we're just excited about starting to roll some good plays, good goals, and I'm just excited about my team. So we just have to show it on Saturday.
I'm not asking you to tell me who's going to start in midfield for you,
Please.
But you have been using Franco Ibarra and Mateus Rossetto together. Often we saw them play against Toluca. What do you want to see out of that pairing if they are to play together, or just in general those players when they're playing in those positions in midfield?
Yes, I think I get a lot of questions about that, the pairings and Ibarra, Rossetto, and individually and that. For me, everything has to be as a team. And yes, you look at little combinations, right? What Luis and Brooks can do on the flank, what Thiago can do when we have Giacomakis, and with Caleb or Derek Etienne, Andrew Goodman, the pair of center backs. All of that is important, right? The cohesion in those little parts. But to me, it's all about moving together and creating movements and gaps for others. So it's the coordination between those three midfielders that I have: Ibarra, Rossetto, Thiago. It can be Amar, Santi, Ossi, Ajani. Like, I can have different types of center mids, and it's all about as a team how we can move and disorganize the opponent based on our movements, our positional style, our numerical advantages that we create there. On the defensive side, yes, I want always kind of having a good center mid that holds more the middle and is covering, is kind of the sweeper in front of the center backs and knows how to drop into the back line when it's needed, when it's an emergency moment. But at times we can play also with flat two center mids if we need to shut down any two pair of good attacking midfielders. So it's all about that as a team. So talking specifically about Ibarra, Rossetto, they offer certain things. Ibarra is more the guy that is going to win the duels. He's very hard in the tackles. He's covering some ground at high intensity. And then Rossetto is more the brain. He's the one that is going to take the ball under pressure, disrupt the opponent. His pass accuracy is normally pretty good. We're working with him to trying to be a little bit more aggressive and a couple more runs in behind, coordinating with Thiago, with Luis. So again, when people isolate just that little box of two players, it confused me a little bit, because my idea of football is always as a team, always all together.
Did Abram and Etienne get minutes against St. Louis?
Yes. So again, I forget that. Abram saw around, I think, 20, 30 minutes, I think, and Etienne the same. Who else you ask? Yeah, those two.
Just those two. How did they look?
Yeah, those two look very good. And Amar, Abram is a very talented center back. He once he get into the game, the build up, his passing, his connection with Thiago, his connection with the Latino group. Like, he can connect some passes that are very difficult. Being left-footed helps, obviously, but he's also a talented player on the ball. He looked very good. Derek's back, which makes me very happy. He's a very good player. I think he's going to help us a lot in the final third, in the way we want to attack in certain areas, being more direct, making runs in behind, complementing the other group of players around him. Once I have Giacomakis and Miguel Berry playing to the system and everyone available, I think we have a good squad.
Gonzalo, is there anything going into your second full season, is there anything about the way, like your game model or the way you see the game, that has changed?
Maybe it's more evolution. It's evolving from what we saw that maybe didn't go well last year, part of that is, again, how we attack in the final third, how we can create better shot quality, but also how we can maintain the control in transition. So as much as we want to be in the attacking half, we want our active defending. That's how we call the positioning of to prevent the counters, how that can be better. So at times you're going to see different types of build-up. That is going to lead into the defensive transition to be easier for us. So a couple tweaks on that, but overall the main style, trying to be dominating in possession, dictating the tempo, being on the front foot, create a lot of chances. That's who we are. We cannot change that. That's the core of who we are. After that, little things we can tweak and to be more efficient.
Diego,
Gonzalo, ¿cómo va? ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien, Diego, gracias.
¿Ya tenés el equipo en la cabeza? ¿Se
Ya.
puede confirmar?
Ya lo tengo en la cabeza, sí.
No.
En la cabeza, no en la lengua. Sí.
Tampoco en el papel.
Sí, ya lo tengo, ya tengo claro. Sí,
tenés
sí,
una
sí.
idea, tenés el plan de juego.
Sí.
¿Con quién no podés contar?
No puedo contar con Santi, que está suspendido. No puedo contar con Macho, Tyler, que están lesionados.
¿Y los nuevos?
Yakumakis todavía no recibe su visa. Después, capaz que me falta alguno, pero según yo, todos los demás están disponibles.
Hablaba hace un rato con Luis del nuevo...
Osi, perdón. Osi. Osi tampoco, que Osi es muy importante también.
Hablaba con Luis hace un ratito del nuevo rol que tiene él y Thiago en el ataque con la ausencia de Joseph Martínez. ¿Tiene un nuevo rol? Ellos son como...
¿El nuevo rol de quién, perdón?
De Luis Araújo. ¿Son los líderes un poco en ofensiva ellos dos?
Sí, bueno, creo que el rol es el mismo. Yo creo que la aplicación de Luis este año es lo que ha cambiado. Creo que la aplicación de Luis es extraordinaria. Este año lo he notado con una mentalidad diferente, con una actitud diferente, pero el rol es el mismo que de hecho ya mostró acá. El 2021, cuando llegó a los primeros partidos, era un Luis imponente, un Luis que da miedo a los rivales. Y creo que ese Luis está de vuelta y espero que ahora en la temporada pueda ser constante en eso y que ese rol que él siempre quiere asumir lo demuestre partido a partido como todos. Yo creo que Yakumakis, Thiago, Derrick Etienne, Caleb Wiley, Macho Pchol, cualquiera que esté en esas posiciones de ataque tendrá que demostrar que tiene ese protagonismo para ser un atacante en Atlanta United.
Además es atrevido, ¿no? Porque te pidió la 10.
Sí, bueno, la pidió y bueno, es parte de la responsabilidad que a veces le da al jugador decir sí, puedo con ese paquete y bueno, lo tuvo y qué bueno, creo que eso le ha dado confianza, su mentalidad ha sido muy buena y esperemos que continúe así.
¿El capitán es el arquero?
Brad es el capitán del equipo. Sí.
¿Te gusta este nuevo sistema de playoff, ese partido especial que hay entre el 8 y el 9 para meterse en playoff definitivamente?
Sí, es diferente, vamos a intentarlo, ¿no? Seguido se intentan nuevas cosas, acá en la liga también ha cambiado mucho los formatos, el número de equipos que entran a playoffs y muchas situaciones. Yo creo que hay que intentarlo y de ahí ver, ¿no? Antes, cuando yo llegué, me tocó jugar 2 partidos, uno en casa, uno visitante en cada eliminatoria, y después se cambió a un solo partido. Hay que intentarlo y ver cómo funciona y ya después de que acabe el torneo ya podemos decir qué nos pareció, ¿no?
Bueno, arranca. ¿Al hincha qué le decimos? ¿Que se ilusione con libertad? ¿Que sea mesurado?
No, que sean aficionados. Cuando eres aficionado en equipo disfrutas los partidos, sufres cuando no te va bien, disfrutas mucho cuando te va mal, cuando te va bien también. Entonces tratar de mantener ese espíritu que a mí me gusta, ¿no? De que el aficionado es lo más importante para nosotros, jugamos para que ellos disfruten, para que ellos vayan al estadio y se emocionen con cómo está jugando el equipo, que haya jugadas que los haga saltar del asiento, que haya goles espectaculares y para eso trabajamos, para que ellos puedan tener emoción. Entonces, ningún tipo de promesa, simplemente que sigamos disfrutando todos del juego, que es lo más bonito. Sí. Okay.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.